You know, at the core of so many stories that we talk about with you are people who are really struggling. Many of you relate to this because you know what it's like to be scared or angry or feel helpless. And at some point in our lives, we have all struggled with our identity, and we've had to try to reinvent ourselves, be it from divorce or a job loss or losing somebody that you love. Well, I want to give you a familiar face here because this is a woman who gets it.
Good morning once again. I'm Daryn Kagan.
Former CNN anchor Daryn Kagan. After 12 years, her contract wasn't renewed at CNN, and then adding to that wound, she realized so many other dreams had not been met in her life. She overcame it, and she wants to be able to help you do the very same thing. So here she is, and I'm so glad to have you back. Daryn Kagan, she wrote this book. It's called Hope Possible. Take a look here as we see this gorgeous, smiling photo with you and your husband, Trent Swanson. And we're going to get back to, that part of the story in a minute. But we want to start, I kind of want to start with you about where it started to unravel, and that was...
I guess right here.
Yeah, right here. My gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
At CNN
Yeah.
and HLN. And everybody, at some level has felt some sort of a job loss. But after 12 years, I mean, that's a jolt.
It was a jolt. I mean, I loved being at CNN. I loved being a news anchor at CNN. I was surprised when they told me they weren't going to renew my contract. But it turns out it was the beginning of probably the best chapter of my entire life.
But how did you transition?
Well, the first thing I asked myself, is this the job I want to do? I mean, most people who end a news anchor job go and try to go get another news anchor job. And most people who are watching, they're not going to be a news anchor, but it's the same type of thing. Whatever your job is that ended, is that exactly what you want to do? I loved my job. I like to say I still would be sitting there if they hadn't shown me the door, and I haven't missed it a single second. It would have never occurred to me unless I had that gift of being able to ask myself. So the first thing is, to be sad and to grieve what's leaving. Second is to acknowledge everything ends. I never asked why they weren't going to renew my contract because it really didn't matter why. So every job is going to end for one reason or another. Yeah. And then ask yourself, what do you really want to do? And realize the power you have is not whether that job ends or doesn't end, but what are you going to do with this opportunity? They've cleared the decks. You need to rebuild it. If you could do anything you wanted to do, what would you actually do?
How did the love come into
play? The
love. Love.
So I was still single, hadn't been married, hadn't really even dated in a while. I was so enmeshed in the career stuff. And it turns out I met a single dad who was raising his young daughter by himself. His first wife had passed away. And after a couple years of dating, we got married, and then I adopted her. So
you got the love, you got the kids.
Yeah, kind of like a rooms-to-go family, everything like all at once. Yes, got one. And then the year before I had met them, I signed up to be a big sister in the Big Brother, Big Sister program because I was feeling lonely, and now we've taken that to the next level, and she actually lives with us. Yeah. So I went from single, never being married, to married to a great guy, raising 2 teenage girls, running my own business, writing books. I would say it's kind of put back together.
And you look back at that moment when the boss said, we're not going to renew your contract. How do you see you have grown and changed from that point to this point where you are right now?
In some ways, I feel like I'm the same person, but I think I'm a lot happier, and I think I'm a lot more grounded.
Your honesty is so appreciated. It's hard for people to show their vulnerabilities, but when you do, the way that Daryn does, it helps people It encourages them to do the same thing and just be honest with themselves.
Yeah, it's not called perfect possible.
No. No such thing. No such thing.
No. Just
thank you so much. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you.